everyone on Facebook and YouTube.
Hello.
Thank you guys for coming in tonight and joining us. Thank you to Fine and Tailored. Are you guys ready to be fine and tailored by us tonight? Tonight, we're going to have episode 11, part 2. Part 2, self-care.
We're already at episode 11.
Hmm?
I said, I can't believe we're already at episode 11.
Yeah, so it's going by pretty quickly here. So we're going to talk about self-care. Last week we had Mr. Ray Tariq and Mrs. Melanie Harris on here, and we're going to have our other featured guest, Miss Jenny Bagudi. Miss Jenny Bagudi will be on here.
Baggity just to get on her nerves.
Don't do that. I hate when somebody butcher my name up.
I'm like, what's up, Baggity?
Like, she is backstage, but we're going to go into, well, Tammy, how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. Again, I will tell you guys, you get a lot of feed from me because I'm the urban child, right? So sometimes there's noisy cars going down my street. But my weekend was pretty good. I'm still a little taken back about the things that had happened, transpired in DC. And if anyone follows my Blessed with the Dime page, I kind of had a series of off messages, and I don't typically talk politics and religion. I mean, I profess God and I claim Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, but I don't, put people in that space because they say politics and religion are two things that you can argue about forever.
Yeah.
So, but I just felt the way that things were handled was just disgusting. I really feel like dude should be impeached. Why? Because he would lose all the benefits, like no pension and a couple of other things. So yeah, nobody should have to pay. Anything he should get should go to that police officer's family who lost his life in the line of duty. And since then, I think I posted it a little bit earlier on my page. There has been a Black woman chief of police that was named for the district police for DC. So kudos to sis. I'll get her name before the night is out. How was your weekend, Tasha? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, fabulous, can't complain. We did celebrate James' 50th birthday party. Woo, woo. He's in the 50 club, guys. So we did do that, of course. We went to Perry's Steakhouse, actually, here in Raleigh that evening. We went late, just to kind of make sure the crowd was very low. Tables was very separated. If you haven't been there, you should go. It's called Perry's Steakhouse by Crabtree. James had a steak and he said it was fabulous. Of course, I did lobster and the asparagus with a lump of crab meat on it. Delicious. Then I had my virgin pineapple ginger ale drink.
Why are you drinking virgin drinks, Tasha?
I was actually the designated driver. Since it was his birthday, I decided that I would drive. And I don't think it'd be great right now if I have a drink. It wouldn't be healthy for either one of us.
Okay. All right. So let me get into who our guest is. She's a personal friend of mine. I love her as like a sister because she is just a person of good character. I always try to surround myself with people who have great attributes and people I can learn from. Jenny is extremely organized. She's a career counselor at a nursing school, but I met her while I was an academic advisor at Berkeley College here in Newark. But Jenny is just an amazing person. She had battled with her weight on and off since she was a teenager. And I know that she was having some medical challenges and she decided to take her health into her own hands. And essentially she became, she decided to start working out. And Jenny is one of my friends who she's like the extreme. I'm like, Jenny, you always go hard when you do something, but that's really how you should be if you're serious about anything. Essentially, Jenny lost close to 100 pounds. She does a lot of weightlifting. She started doing every morning when she would go to the gym, she would do like a sweat check. Like, have you sweated yet? And then that became a name of her brand. And then as an extension of her workout, she started a bike riding club. And amazing, and they have the dopest. Oh my god, their biker shirts. You know, I'm into fashion, so I'm like, Jenny, those are hot. I just want one to have one. Yeah, no, but Jenny's just an amazing person. So I present to some and introduce to others, Miss Jenny Bagooty.
Miss Booty, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hey Baggity, hey Baggity.
Hi.
She's Aggie. She's Aggie. She's Miss Aggie.
She is,
That's
but
her last name.
I want her.
My cousin Michelle calls me Agatha.
It's actually, but Tammy had a reverse. My last name is Baggity, but she calls me Bagooty to mess with me. So yeah.
Oh, see, I'm getting old. I remember.
Messed it up.
I thought Bagooty sounds like real, like bougie.
Bagooty.
It sounds horrible.
I like Bagooty. Bagooty. I do. I think it has a nice ring to it.
Baggity, Miss Baggity, how are you?
I'm fine. Fine.
So Jenny, can we see your shirt? Because she has a whole brand. Let's see her. She has her lady Sweatcheck sweat. Right? Was that a sweatshirt or a t-shirt, Jen?
So no, it's a t-shirt. It's Sweatcheck Lady Riders.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Mm. So congratulations on your 11th episode. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. We definitely thank you for that.
Yeah.
So Jenny, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I, like Tammy mentioned, I had some weight issues, weight challenges, and I started this sweat check movement. And it all started because originally when I was going through some like challenges in regards to how to lose weight and stuff, and I would go to IG or any other social media platform and was never encouraged to work out and so forth. So I wanted to do that for myself, something to keep me accountable as well as other people accountable. And so that's how the sweat check movement started.
Mm-hmm.
By trade, I am a career services business developer, contract negotiation person at a nursing college, and it's interesting how this whole sweat check movement started and working in nursing at a nursing institute, because a lot of the nurses, they hone in on self-care, they hone in on working out and eating healthy and so forth, a healthy lifestyle. So, yeah.
Definitely, I'm one of them.
Yes, awesome.
Okay, so just speaking about healthy self-care and being healthy, you always got to have your mind, spirit, and body cleansed to enjoy self-care. It's best to actually take care of yourself, love on your body, so you can have that time to actually get an extra boost. So in last week we was talking about exercising, and then Jenny talking about, is it biking you said, or cycling?
Yeah, so I did start a cycling club. It's called Sweatcheck Lady Riders. And how that started, because originally the gyms were closed in New Jersey. And we were looking for I was looking for other ways to stay fit. I had membership at Planet Fitness, membership at LA Fitness. And at LA Fitness, I just got introduced to spin class. And spin is where you're cycling. Mm-hmm. And so once the gyms were closed, I was at the park working out, just doing other boot camp activities. And then I had an old bike sitting around.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
we all.
Yeah. Who doesn't, right?
Right. And I was thinking to myself, like, wow, I should start riding. It was a personal trainer that he would post pictures of him and his cycling club riding in a park. So I thought to myself, why not start one for women? It had to be more women like me looking to become more fit, looking for additional ways to become active.
Okay. So Jenny, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Part of my introduction was saying when you decided to take your health into your own hands.
Yes.
Do you care to tell me what was your breaking point to say, I got to do this? And I am always telling you how proud I am of you. And Rihanna, we always laugh. She'd be like, child, Bagooty over there living her best life, So what was it that brought you to terms of saying, hey, I need to get a hold of this?
So I used to have crazy headaches. And so one day the headache turned into nosebleeds. So I go to the hospital for everything. Listen, I got health insurance. So
right.
I make use of it. So I went to the hospital and they said I had high blood pressure. So, and then I had to, they gave me some medication and then told me to follow up with my doctor, which I did. And then once I followed up with my doctor, he gave me some high blood pressure medication. And I'm not someone that wants to take meds. So immediately I started working on myself. I stopped cooking with salt. So everything I cook is either salt free or natural herbs.
Okay.
I started working out. I actually eliminated meat from my diet as well.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, the high blood pressure was scary. I'm talking numbers like 140 over 100. It was
Yes.
really scary. Nosebleeds. In the middle of the night, I would wake up with pounding headaches.
And that's funny because one of our guests last week, Mel, was saying that's how she kind of started altering her diet because she had really bad headaches. And can you just tell me how much you actually lost?
So it fluctuates. It's between 68 to 72. So I'm not at the 100-pound mark.
That's close enough, Jenny.
Close enough. Close enough.
That's a whole person.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So and I'm actually, I'm always looking to shed and also bulk up. I kind of like this envision, like I want to be built like a brick house.
Right. All right now.
So that's where all the lifting weights come from and so forth.
Okay.
But it wasn't easy, but it's definitely worth it.
I'm sure.
Definitely.
Is there anything that you can offer as a tip to people who may struggle or where they should start?
Okay, so you gotta want it bad because everyone says, especially New Year's resolution, oh, I want to lose weight and so forth. You gotta want it bad, you can start by walking or doing like jogging. I remember when I couldn't run, it used to hurt to run. That's how heavy I was. It used to hurt to run. So I encourage everyone to start walking. That's a great way to become active, and then it could build up to jogging. And also, I felt like I needed a personal trainer. I needed someone to stay on me. So I joined a private owned gym. And private owned meaning the trainer owns it and it's his own facility. It's not a chain. So I worked with a trainer. That was a great investment for me. A lot of times people think personal training, oh, it's too expensive, I can't do it. Listen, budget. It's something I wanted. I made it work.
You even got an extra job.
Yeah, I did. I sure did. I worked a part-time job to pay off some of that because I wanted it that bad.
So another thing, so your cycling company, is there a time that you guys meet, or how do you basically how did people join it if they want to join it? And is it virtual? Do you go live or?
So currently we're off season. It's too cold to be out cycling. So there's an instrument that a lot of the members have. It's called a trainer. And so I currently don't own one yet. I mean, what it does is a lot of the members are doing like virtual cycling.
Okay.
But we'll be back in season up and running in March, end of March.
Okay.
We're women's only. Our mission is we're a community of women who enjoy cycling for leisure and exercise.
And where do you guys meet up at?
So it changes. It varies.
Okay.
So season we'll meet up at parks. We're doing a lot now that we're going to be in our second season. So we're kind of a little intermediate. So we're going to be doing a lot of half a century distance riding. So that's like 50 miles and up.
Okay.
Yeah. Mark. Yeah.
Wow.
So excited about that. We are excited about that.
So I'm not a cycler. I mean, I've tried it. I've had bikes and I just had to sell them or just give them away. The seat is not comfortable for me. I have tried butt pads. I've changed the seat. Any other suggestions that you have for somebody to, I mean, I felt like I was going to get some like calluses or something on my butt. It was terrible.
I know.
It's just like, I can't.
Those seats are no joke. I actually changed the saddle. That's what we call the seats on a bike, a saddle. So the saddle that I recommend is a Cloud9 saddle. You could actually find that on Amazon. Now, a lot of the members
Cloud9 saddle. Okay.
I could put I can send you the information. I'll see if I can find it while we're chatting. Yeah, it's Cloud9 and it's amazing. I mean, a lot of the members.
It's the seat.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Pam.
Okay.
I see my family on here. Hello.
Yeah. Thanks for supporting her. Yes. Kudos.
Well, forward to joining Jenny in the spring. Jenny said that she set some criteria, so we got to see. So this is
And
what.
it's in New Jersey, correct?
That is
Mhm.
correct. Our base
And
And they go different parks, Liberty State Park. They go to different places, but my part of me continuing to work out is so that I'm in a good space, healthy wise, to get on a bike. Because I'm telling you, it sounds all good, and it gets good to you because cycling is not that difficult, right? Because I in the summertime I would put my bike on the back of the pickup and I would go to Liberty Park, and I'm telling you, I could ride that thing a few times. I could get 6 miles in like this, but honey, after you finish, you'll be like, wait, what happened was you got like the spaghetti legs. So, Jenny, can you share some of the criteria that going forward, what you're asking for people to do before they actually become part of your bike riding club?
Yeah, so the criteria for my cycling club is it's really simple. We ask that before committing to the actual club, you're welcome to join us on rides, but you officially become a member after you've done 3 rides with us. We want
okay.
that's something that you want. We're also a sisterhood. We don't just ride bikes. Sometimes we hang out, we go bowling, out to dinner and so forth. So positive energy is definitely needed. We want someone that wants to has a can-do attitude. This is something I kind of like not to put too many rules on this because people are making the time to come out and ride.
Right.
So you're taking time out on a Saturday or Sunday to come out and ride. You're not getting paid for it. So I still want to make it fun, but however, those are pretty much the simple rules. Just attend three riding sessions with us and just positive energy and have a can-do attitude.
And
Right.
a real bike, because Jenny's like, don't come out there with no.
Yeah.
Mountain bike. You can't use a mountain bike, can you?
Well, you can, but those mountain bikes are heavy. So that was the bike that I had a Huffy, and there's nothing wrong with a Huffy for those who have a Huffy. There's nothing wrong with a Huffy, but I actually leveled up. I spent over $400 on one of my bikes, and it's a Trek hybrid. It's more of a fitness bike. The tires are thinner. You can do more with that with a hybrid bike. I also own a Cannondale mountain bike, and I also love that bike as well. However, that bike is a little heavier. The wheels are heavier. I get tired quicker with that bike versus the hybrid bike.
So hybrid bikes are the way to go then, because
Yeah,
they're lightweight, and I guess
So
it gives you
you
more
know,
of the.
right.
Mhm.
You get more. And also, I'm working on so this year I'm hoping to get a road bike. So the road bike is exactly what it's for. It's for the road, and it's known for speed and endurance.
Okay.
For the long rides. And
And
if you
little do you know, I have everybody in North Carolina looking for me bikes. I got folks all. I'm like, I need this bike. Tasha works at the VA, and sometimes they have not they're a little bit discounted in the VA store. So I'm like, Tosh, I'm looking for a bike. So I'm looking for a good bike.
and I can
It,
put one too. Like I'm working closely with a bike shop. I like to support a lot of Black-owned businesses,
Right.
and so one of the Black-owned bike shops that I'm in support of is called Urban Cyclery, and they're located in Maplewood and East Orange.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
Good
And
to
they
know.
sell you bikes too, Jen, right?
They sell new bikes. So they sell those brands, Trek and Cannondale.
Used bikes too, right?
No, no, no.
No, only new. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess on those things you can find probably a used bike on those platforms like
Marketplace.
marketplace and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I'm looking particularly for like a road bike or a hybrid bike, and those tend to be like used. I see them for as much as $600 and $700. So
Right, right. And yeah, and nothing's wrong with the used bike. Nothing.
right, trust me, if I spend $600 for a bike, I'm riding every damn where.
So what would you suggest for people? Because I know it's not just about getting the bike. Of course, you're going to have to train yourself to be able to take these long endurance riding. You can't just get on it the one day and think that you're going to join your club and ride with y'all, I'm guessing, because that's not the way to go, because I don't think you probably would make it. Also, how would they start off with their bike once they get it? What kind of shoes should they prepare themselves to wear?
So as a beginner, I don't expect our riders to have clip-on shoes. Those are for the specialty road bikes,
Okay.
specialty pedals for road bikes and mountain bikes. So how we start ours, we do beginner rides. Starting in 2021, we'll be having them once a month as of March. And with the beginner riders, I like to take them to this park called Ware Nickel Park, only because it has a little bit of everything at that park. It has the
Okay.
hills, it has the traffic, so
Okay.
riders could get a feel of what it's like to ride when there's a car behind you or in front of you, or what is it like to ride to switch gears so you can go ahead and go up a hill or and so forth.
Okay.
We suggest for those who haven't rode in a long time, or for those who are have an older bike and they're not too familiar if they can do long distance rides. We usually typically, me and the crew usually typically do 5 to 10 miles ride with them.
Okay.
And,
Gotcha.
and then what I really love about my group is that we wait on each other. We encourage everyone to like, hey, you can do this. We're here for you.
Awesome.
And then
Awesome.
Jen, you told me that sometimes when you're writing, you have a lead person, then you have someone who's watching out for everybody in the back, right? Is that how that goes?
Yeah, so because this last year was our first year writing, so we needed to work on that. Everyone wanted to be more so on the front, including myself. I had to learn to like, listen, it's okay, Jen, to be in the back with your members. So yeah, so they're called road captains when they're in the front.
Okay.
And so we would have people in the back waiting for others. So that way when the group isn't too much separated, so we're all in line when writing.
So when you're riding like that, because I always see here in North Carolina, there are a lot of bike trails here. And there's always bikers everywhere. I see groups of them with their lights on, their gears on. They have these 10 speeds riding and everything. What I did notice is that one group I saw them, they had some type of like walkie-talkie thing, I guess, to kind of talk to people that's in the back. So
Oh,
it's like, yeah. And I said, well, that's a good idea. I saw it and I was like, oh, well, that's a good way, because sometimes some people do trail in the back because they're not as fast. So I guess that's way of the whoever the leader was. I saw like two people with something and they stopped and was talking to somebody. I was like, wonder who they talking about. So come to find out, they were talking to somebody that was way in the back with the, I guess, whoever the, what do you call it in person? I don't know.
There are a lot of gadgets that you can purchase for your bike. Now, you may be talking about a microphone on a phone, or you may even be talking about a microphone on a horn. But there's a lot
Oh,
of gadgets for your bike. Now, keep in mind, there are some much more advanced riders. Some of them have
yes.
helmets. They can take pictures with their helmets. They can record with their helmets. These are items that you purchase at very high cost. And then the advanced riders, when they do the line riding, that's when you see each one
Yes.
other. Those are typically, they're doing like line riding to race, or they're working on their speed, they're working on their time.
Okay. So they're getting their endurance up.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So like, right. So like any other sport, there's a driving point. Like what makes you want to ride? What keeps you riding? And since we're in the line of self-care, how do you feel that riding pertains to self-care?
Okay, so writing pertains to self-care because it's much more of a self-accomplishment, and that's why I like to ride. I love the
Oh,
scene. I love doing the long distance rides. And something about when drivers or any type of person even waiting on a bus, when they see women riding by, they beat the horn, they shout like cheering us on. I guess because you don't see a lot of women riding. and
right. Like women motorcycle riders, right? You'd be like,
right.
yes.
And just a matter of accomplishing like a 10-mile ride in the heat of the summer. Like 10 miles is not, because we're a little intermediate now. 10 miles is not even a lot, but to accomplish that as a new rider in the beginning of in the heat of the summer, it's phenomenal. Like, wow, I can't believe I did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know earlier you were speaking about reasons why you did this because you had high blood pressure. And just to go in on the healthy tip about this, I'm going to discuss and let people know that, yeah, if your blood pressure, if your systolic is the first number and your diastolic is the bottom number, if either one of those numbers are above 120/80, when it's above 120/80, that's when you should start working on it. But if your bottom number, the diastolic, is 100, you definitely need to start working on it because your heart cannot sustain that pumping. One thing I want to let people know, even when you get on medication, you still have high blood pressure. People think at times, and I try to teach my patient this, because you're on blood pressure medicine does not mean you do not have high blood pressure. You still do. The medicine is controlling it, but you still want to work on it no matter what. If you're on the blood pressure medicine, don't keep, try to decrease the salt intake, the carb intake, your sugar intake, exercise, because then you can wean yourself off of those medications.
Right. It definitely wasn't as so, to be a little more transparent, when I was prescribed medication for the high blood pressure, I wanted to work closely with the doctor because I knew long term I didn't want to be on blood pressure medication for the rest of my life. I don't. So I worked closely with the doctor, and what he said to
Chris.
monitor your pressure, do it daily. And that's one of the advantages of working at nursing college. Every day I had a nurse colleague, check my blood pressure.
Right.
As the number was lowering down, he was like, what are you doing? Keep continuing to do that. And so I've done that. So I'm actually off of blood pressure medication. However, I know, thank God. However, I still check it.
Yes, you should.
I still check it. And even if I get like a hunger headache, first thing that comes to my mind is, I wonder if this is my blood pressure. So I go and get a check, and thankfully my blood pressure has not risen.
So I thank you for just saying that, because I think a lot of times when people, I'm all about preventative. So Jenny has been around me for many years, and we've done kickboxing classes and things of that nature. And one thing about it is that I always think you should always don't wait until it gets to that point, right, Jenny? I mean, right. And that was a separate case, but if it does get to that point, do understand and know that you have the power to control whatever you want to control. And like Jenny said, once you set it out to do it, just like the bike riding, it's self-accomplishment. Right. And anyone who does any level of workout will say to you that it develops discipline, and it also develops your level of confidence. Right. So nobody thinks that you can do it, but once you get to that next level, it's like you look back like, wow, look how far I've come. And going back is really not an option, right? So we have a Ms. Barbara Christian who says, how many members do you have in your bike cycling club?
So we are a small group. We're about 11 deep. I'm proud of my 11.
Yes.
I'm all about quality versus quantity.
Right.
And when I say we're diverse, we have a grandmother. She just became a grandmother.
Those girls are fit too. Like you look at them like, okay. I mean, they're all ages. They look amazing.
And I met them. I met most of them through working out. With my personal trainer. What he did was he found out that I was riding my bike. So people were asking him about what to do for exercise. And he was like, hey, you should join Jenny with riding, with, riding your bike and so forth.
And tell me the name of your cycling club again. It's
Sweatcheck. It's Sweatcheck Lady Riders.
Sweatcheck Lady Riders.
Yeah. Okay. So to share a little more about Sweatcheck. So Tammy talked about it briefly. Mm-hmm. So again, what I started on Facebook was I would take a picture after the gym, after I sweated, after I did a workout, and I would post Sweatcheck, who sweated already, who's sweating later, check in. So that's where the Sweatcheck comes from. So it's actually a co-parent of Sweatcheck Lady Riders is a co-parent to Sweatcheck.
Right.
All right.
Lady Riders is an LLC. So just
you know, my girlfriends are like, they're all official. I love it. Yeah. So Jenny, I'm very proud of you. Like sometimes, every now and then, Jenny will do like a side-by-side of her accomplishments from the time when she started, when she was, when she was full, a little bit more full figure, right? But Jenny's very shapely, so it never looked like. I'm always like, Jenny, I'm so proud of you. We don't get to see each other often, but we do check in with phone calls. But I'm always so proud of her accomplishments because that's a lot, and it's so funny to me because a friend of mine who passed away used to say to me, it's so funny to me, Tam, how you can go get degrees, but you can't lose 10 pounds. And it's true. But I'm like, that's another level of determination, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy to get up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym, right? I can get up and read at 5 o'clock, but go out, that's a whole different story. Yeah. So Jenny be up, and Jenny's an early bird. So I can appreciate Tasha, myself, and my best friend Eric, and my cousin Dewan. We have morning crew because they're all up at 4 or 5 in the morning. So we talk and chat in the morning. But I know I can always get a conversation from Jenny. Jenny be like, "Why are you up?" But now she's used to it, so she'll text me early, like, "You up?" But I love the grand saying that the early bird catches the worm. Because I'm telling you, there are days, right, Jenny? You don't feel like getting up, and every time I push myself, I feel so happy. I'm like, the world ain't even up, and I done got a whole 45-minute workout in, So, and I feel like if you can push through the cold weather, hot weather is easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody want to get out their bed 5 in the morning in no 28-degree weather? Like, it'd be cold outside. I went out the other morning with a raccoon. I'm like, "What you got, Bob? What you got?" Me or you? Because I got to get to the gym.
The morning workout sets your tone for the day. So I am an early riser. I used to wake up early enough to pray, but not as early as 3:30 to go exercise. But it's the best thing. I've gotten the most important part of my day out the way.
And it's for you. And that's what people have to realize. You women spend so much time, people all together, but if you're a mother, if you're a wife, if you're a caregiver, you give all day to everybody. If you don't feel that you're important enough to take an hour and 15 minutes, 45 minutes out for yourself, come on, man. Like, it's worth it. And to go back on what Jenny was saying about the payment, right? So you guys know that I started the whole thing and I was toilet. So I'm like, Tosh, I want to keep going because I feel good. I don't want to stop. And then I'm like, so I think I go to the Max Challenge in Union. So it's more like, it's not really aerobics. It's more like interval training. That's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get up, you doing kick every morning, you get something different.
Awesome.
So I'm like, right. So I'm like, $100 is not a lot of money because I could spend $100 doing nothing. So if I can't invest $100 a month, and once you break it down for so many days a week, you're like, this is pennies on the dollar, right? So, invest in yourself, get a trainer. Don't wait till you get sick because, like Tasha said, sick, it's not reversible in many cases.
It's not sometimes.
Pre-diabetic, who wants to be giving them damn self shots? Like, anybody got time for that? And like Ray Chater said last week, I love to eat, but I love to work out just as much. So you have to develop a balance of it all. And I just think that bike riding is one of those quiet things that people kind of rediscovered during COVID because we couldn't do much.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up going. And Tasha, and Jenny would tell you, I would go to Jenny. I would call Jenny and I'd be like, the first day I went to Liberty Park, I rode 6 miles and didn't even realize it because I zoned out. I'm seeing this beautiful bottle of water. I'm looking at the Statue of Liberty and I'm out. And I'm like, oh, wow. But I did feel it, right? Because I was a little out of shape. So like Jenny says, 10 miles can go like that because if you're in the moment, it's just like having a good conversation like we are now.
Right.
And well, you done looked up and like, oh, I done rode 20 miles. So
yes, and that's another thing. If you do have good blood pressure and you're healthy right now, take advantage of that and still work out because you don't want to wait to the last minute to do these things. And not only that, we don't really talk about children. Get your children involved. Have them learn how to exercise because once it becomes a pattern for them, when they become an adult, it'll be much easier for them to continue to go through those things. And then they learn about the benefits of it. It actually helps you get more endorphins in your body, and endorphins make you happy, so it actually helps you when you get those exercises in. It just builds you up more and gives you more confidence.
Right.
It may hurt when you first start because you're out of shape because you haven't done it.
You kick right in after a while, and you'll be after about a week and a half. You're good to go.
Definitely. So have your kids join you. Have your spouse join you, a cousin, a friend.
I will say that Jenny is pretty much an always positive and happy person. People, my girlfriend Jathia talks about my best friend Eric, and Tasha knows, honey, that one is on 50 fleek all day. He gets up at 6 a.m. like, Eric, what are you doing? But Eric works out at his age, 47, a new father for the third time. Eric gets up and he gets his time in, but Eric is one of the happiest, most high energy people. And I was teasing him yesterday. I said, hey, people be talking about how they get tired. How people lay down and they restless. I said, hey, I go all day. So when I hit the bed, like my mother be like, can you go right to sleep? Because I get up at 4 a.m. and I'm on, even when I'm not working out, I go. But yeah, when you work out, you feel good. You feel good about yourself. That energy definitely spills over and it becomes a domino effect into other parts of your life.
And even if you're not a morning person, which I'm a morning person, James isn't. He rather sleep, but he likes to do his workout at nighttime, and he can stay up late. He likes the nighttime, so he's a night owl. So when he does his workouts, it's during nighttime, like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and that's fine. Whatever works for you.
Right.
You said the endorphins. I don't like working out at night. Jenny remembers we used to go to the gym, and I'm like, Jenny, I'm up all night. I am like, bing, bing.
Those
bing.
endorphins kick in.
I cannot work out at night because then I'm up to 3, 4 in the morning. So the 4 o'clock up and at the gym by 5, that's all me right there. All me.
Thing. I mean, and I'm so alert when I'm at work. When you work out so early in the morning, I'm able to do more projects. I'm usually done even prior to COVID. I was actually getting my work done by maybe 2 o'clock. I was done for the day. Wow. From 8 to 4 shift because I was so alert. I had so much energy. I felt good about myself. I was confident, not only in my appearance but also in what I was doing at work.
And also, while you're doing all this stuff, don't forget, after exercise, you have to drink a lot of water during the time before, and also get your protein in, because you're burning off all these calories and all this fat burning stuff, but you do have to intake some back in you. So don't just exercise and then say, okay, I'm going to fast the rest of the day, because you may pass out.
I tell Tasha all the time when I come from the gym, usually when I'm on my way to the gym, I'll eat an apple. I'll come back and I'm like, Tasha and I on the phone. I'm like, Tasha, I feel like somebody kicked a hole in my stomach. So Tasha's like, you need protein. So I ordered Herbalife, the French vanilla protein shake. And I'll take that and I'll put a banana in it. And that's what I'll drink with ice. That's my morning kick. So it's good. But yeah, so you definitely have to feed yourself, but not over much.
No, definitely not.
If you're burning and then you're gonna go eat what you burn, it's pointless. So that's why they said, working out is very it's coupled with what you're eating, right, Jen?
It is. And Tasha, I just wanted to make mention you in regards to fasting, and not to like throw shade at anyone. I never did intermediate fasting to lose weight, so I share that. You can lose weight without doing the intermediate fasting.
True.
So it really is diet and exercise. You have to be committed. You really have to be committed. And I try to tell people, be a little proactive. Don't wait until a disease or sickness come for you to react to it. I appreciate health now. I heard a nurse say this. She said, health is not valued until sickness comes.
That's right.
And that's not fun.
I probably can tell you the better than that, working in that hospital for so many years, right, Tom?
Yes. All the things I see in there, and I when I talk to my patients, even though I'm not a floor nurse anymore, but even when I interact still around the floor or see patients, I talk to them like, hey, I'm just talking to you as a friend, as a, it's off this grid. I'm talking to you as a friend, trying to help you learn more things to better, help yourself and your body. Because it takes a lot, and it takes not just yourself, it takes people around you to help you. You know how they always say it takes a village to raise a child? Well, it's going to take a village to help you too. Right. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you don't need a village to help you. We still need that village.
Absolutely.
I have a really good friend that me and Tasha always get on, and I call, you'll see me smile when Tasha goes into her element, and I'll be like, you want me to call Tasha Perry? Oh my God. Hey, be like, no, don't call Tasha.
So that is,
told you not to eat that rice. Then he'd be like, just don't call her, like it's punishment when I say, you want me to call Tasha?
Yeah, I think I'm more of like, if you tell me that you're sick and you tell me you want to change your eating habits, because I don't like the word diet per se, because people think, oh Lord, they're dieting. Well, it's actually not a diet. It's changing your eating habits. It's a way of eating. It's a way of changing the way your taste buds are. You don't have to put all that salt in there. Eventually, your taste buds will get used to it. I know it may be bland for people not to use it. Well, start with the low sodium. Start with the sea salt. Right. You can start with pink salmon salt. There's a lot of different
the Himalayan salt, and they sell that in Marshalls, right? And I'll say this, Tash, like people always see it as a punishment. No, a punishment is when you have diabetes and you cannot eat sugar. Now you crave. Why not?
You want it more and more.
Right. Why not moderate this stuff before your body can't break it down? My mom, and I said this last week, my mother is the cutest person at 77, and she's really good diet. She's like, well, do you live to eat or do you eat to live? And it's the truth. It's like,
great saying.
And as much as I love fashion, I always tell people, you don't want to be the best dressed corpse, because there are people who will spend $1,000, $2,000 on a bag, but won't take care of their health. Like,
Right.
shoot. Where you going with a hot pair of red bottoms if you can't wear them? Your ankles are swollen because you have, hypertension. Like, for real, right? I give it, because for a time, Tasha, I think before we really, I don't mean, but right before I met you, I was doing a year of doing I had two of my friends who, one of my girlfriends, she was my classmate. Her name is Monique. I mean, the cutest thing. And she started working out, and I had her and my cousin's sister-in-law doing a health tip on Tuesdays. So like, I am big on health, and I don't care how cute you are. And it has nothing to do with size. Let's be clear.
That's true.
Who are small who are unhealthy, right? So I'm like, make sure you get in them breast exams, because after a certain age, come on now, right? So it's like, make sure you're getting those breast exams, make sure you're getting those high, but make sure you're okay, because like you said, I followed this really good sister she was from New Jersey, and she died of stomach cancer. Her name was Kirzada, and I loved her. When I tell you, sharp. And I remember her at her death, she was like, listen, take care of yourself. She's like, because your health is it's everything to you. People can have billions of dollars in the bank, and if you don't have good health, it's pointless. Can't enjoy it.
And this is why I'm selfish. I'm selfish when it comes to self-care, whether that's working out, going for massages, because you know what? I only have one body, one life to live.
Right.
I want to make sure I at least an hour to me.
And that's the thing. Self-care is, like we said, not just about exercising, like Jenny mentioned. It's about getting massages. You want to get massages. Take care of yourself. I know people tend to go get manicures and pedicures, get your hair done. Well, go get a massage. It's actually, you have some muscles that's probably tensed up that you don't even know about. You're like, oh, this shoulder always aching me at this time of the day. I hear people say that. Well, go get a massage, because you probably got some knots back there in the muscles and it's tensed up. And the only way to loosen those up is for someone to actually massage it out. And it's healthy for you. Right. It's healthy for your body.
Toxins out of your body. Typically, when you've had a good I have a really good friend, Vanetta, who I'm trying to get on this, and she's a massage therapist. She went to the New York School of Massage Therapy or something like that nature. And I go to her house and I get massages. And I remember going last year, and what I didn't realize, everybody teases me. Ray Chambers teases me because I have big hands, right? Like my grandmother and my dad. So my hands would cramp. So in my mind, I'm like, do I have arthritis? Because you usually go to the extreme end. But it's where I carry my tension. She was like, Tammy, you can't. So I'm like, oh, I want to fight. No, let me stop. But she was like, Tammy, it's your hands that keep your tension. So it was like hard for me to bend my fingers and hands. And that was another thing. When COVID first started, I started feeling like rigor mortis had set in. I was so stiff. I was so stiff. I was like, Tasha, I don't ever want to feel like that. I was in here drinking, guzzling wine like a wino, right? Because you in here, you couldn't go anywhere. And I just gained this 10 pounds. And I'm like, ain't nobody got time for this. So what did I do today? Because I hung out with the boys last night and I kind of overslept to get to the gym. I went for a midday walk. So I told my girlfriend, I said, Thea, your daughter is in school. I said, how about during her lunch hour, we go and get a quick walk in, and because now you want a time span. You can't just be strolling because you got an hour to get it in. She was like, that's a good idea, because it gets dark so early, and it'd be dark in the morning time. So when I don't work out, I'm going to start hitting the park.
That's right. Hit it hard,
Yeah. And I did a little binge eating during quarantine, but
who didn't?
Right out of it. I snapped right out of it because the main focus is I want to be healthy, even if I'm home, even if whatever is going on out there, I still want to be healthy for me. So
right. And you don't have to necessarily go to a gym. Dewan has a really good for you, Pam. That's Thea's mother, Pam Garrett. Dewan has a really good friend who, unfortunately, she passed away. Her daughter name is Brittany Babe. Brittany Babe is the bomb. She has 30 followers. And she shows you how to work out at home, right? I mean, and this girl, she's a young lady, but honey, she be picking up brooms and she be And at the time, and I was telling Dewan, I was like, oh my gosh, I said, who knew? Because her mom set her up for this business. I said, who knew that during the world of COVID, people wouldn't be hitting Brittany Babe's page hard? Because guess what? You can't go to a gym right now, right?
Right. There's Zoom workouts and all that. I'm glad you mentioned Brittany Babe.
Yes. She's from New Jersey.
Body and but just a reminder to everyone too. That's how she looks. Everyone's body is shaped different, because I started off like that. Like, I had a body idol. I was like, oh, I want my body to look like this. Who doesn't want to look like Angela Simmons, right?
And then there's a reality. We have not Angela Simmons' age, so let's be clear.
We have a Pamela Garrett on here.
That's Thea's mother.
Okay, so we have her comment on here. Oh, hi, Thea's mom. I met your daughter. She's so lovely. She says she's doing self-care this year for herself. She lost a girlfriend of hers for ovarian cancer. Her funeral's Thursday, and she's 61 years old. She was at the GYN this past Saturday. And that's the thing. Self-care is going to get your body parts checked. The male, if you have to get your prostate checked, do those self-care things so you can be healthier,
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Ms. Karen, for sharing that. Thank you.
Right. Working out with others, Sandy said, right? Which is so true. That's Tasha's sister-in-law. I realized, I told Jenny that after going to the Max Challenge, I need to be in a classroom with other folks. I'm not going to sit. I can't do a Zoom workout. I need to be there. So at the gym, we go in, and I think I told you guys this, we check our temperature. They steam everything down. And I went there particularly because I was like, I need the sanitary piece of it, particularly during this time. But let me tell you, it's this one guy in my class. His name is Angelo. So I stand behind Angelo, and whenever he's like, all right, me and Angelo in here, I'm like, I ain't gonna leave you, Angelo. So in my mind, that's my target person, and I always keep up with him. So it's absolutely, you have to find out what works for you.
Yes. And small plug too. So the gym that I work out at,
right.
He holds classes too. So each one of us encourages each other and motivates each other.
That's right.
So we push us. So yeah, I definitely like group exercise, and I'm also again a little selfish. Like I'll say, like, can you just show me real quick? Things like that. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, but challenge yourself. I have another girlfriend from college, Africa. I didn't check in with her, which I'm pretty bad. We are starting a food challenge where we get to choose 2 or 3. And she lives in Charlottesville, Virginia. We choose 2 or 3 vegetables. Hey, Nanny. And we're trying to we'll be very creative about how, like, we'll say eggplant and cabbage is it for this week, and you get to prepare this vegetable a different way, because I really think I want to give up meat and move more to a plant-based veggie type of diet.
So speaking of that,
I've read about COVID had a lot to do with meat, but go ahead. I'm sorry, Tasha.
So speaking of that veggie plant thing, last week's guest, Melanie Harris, she actually did a vegan lasagna. And first I was like hesitant. I was like, a vegan lasagna, like, I don't know, because I don't eat beef, but I do turkey products or chicken products, and so I substitute that as my meat instead of beef or pork. And she was like, vegan. I was like, well, yeah, I would like to have some. So I actually had it, and I'm not a fan of eggplant. Eggplant was in it. It had so many. I was like, that vegan lasagna was delicious, man.
So here's the thing with veggies, right? And Jenny will tell you, I love cooking vegetables. It's all about tricking your taste buds. If you can trick your taste buds into things, because they don't know, if you can take a mushroom and make it taste like a piece of meat, your taste buds are gonna go for it. You just gotta find grace. Where's Africa? Africa ain't up here. What did you talk about here? Boy, bye. Go back to sleep like you was last night when we left our spot. So yeah, but Jenny, yeah, I will always sing your praises, Jenny. I think that you are amazing. You have always been an amazing friend, always amazing person since we've known each other since 2008 at Berkeley. How long have we since 2008, right? But Jenny's always been very smart young lady. She can't seem to want to go back to school because she says she don't like to do papers.
I don't want to do no homework, Tasha.
I understand, Jenny. Jenny, that's discipline. I'm telling you. I worked on my I've been a nurse for probably over 20 years, in medical field probably over 30 maybe. And went back and I had my diploma in nursing from Bon Secours Nursing School. It was a hospital school, and they didn't have a bachelor's program. So I started my BSN to MSN. Jenny, sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Can't go nowhere.
Tasha was laughing yesterday. I showed her my house. She was like, Tammy. I was like, Tasha, I think that lady mentally hazed me last time. It's not even a physical thing because I'm up. My house is like in disarray because I'm trying to get myself balanced for next Thursday because that's when my next class starts. But she tore me up. Like,
and that's the same thing. It's just even school is just like, you have to motivate yourself. Is disability. You got to discipline yourself and things. You can't. And I had put out a group text at one point to my friends and family, say, I'm not going to be at every party. I'm not going to be answering every text. I'm not going to be answering every phone call. But this is temporary because
right. And that's what John told me. John said, Tammy, when you dislocate, you will have a lot of people mad at you because you literally have to close in.
You're going to have to. Yeah. And so, Jenny, I understand. My next step is to get my PhD in research. I do research now and I love it. I like to know the whys, or they say this is working. Well, how many people was in this research? Like, what was your group? Was it a positive group? Was it negative? Did you use placebo?
You're out here acting like Maylene. That's what you're out here acting like Maylene. Why, mommy? Why?
I'm like a 3-year-old. Why?
Kudos to you, Tasha, because I do have my master's degree, but it's in higher education. But
Jenny started her PhD before I do. Your EDD, right, Jen?
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But also,
I can't do it.
A lot of people don't know is I was also pursuing a master's in public health. I was done the first semester when they started talking sample size.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, experimental size.
Yeah. But had I finished during COVID, I'm sure I would have been okay. Working somewhere awesome, doing a lot of research on that. Probably would have been on a vaccination team.
Probably would have been on that COVID vaccination team.
But no, I don't want to do the homework.
Statistics was my scare. I was petrified of statistics. And of course, with your PhD, you got to do 2 more classes. And so I do have that fear.
They coming.
I have that fear. But statistics really help me doing Excel spreadsheets now. I can do formulas like boom, boom, boom. I can calculate stuff. I can do make you a spreadsheet for stuff you need to calculate with, percentages, averages, means, media. And now I'm like, at first I used to be scared of this stuff.
Yeah, you know what? And I think that's another thing. At a certain age, your approach, it's not the math that it's our approach to it. And I think most of us who are not STEM majors, we approach it with a fear, because I know I always have but I think now I'm like, I got to get through this. And I know that I'll be okay. Even if I had to get a tutor, but I would get through, because failing ain't an option at $2,600 a pop, even though it's not what I'm paying for a class. Or you take it in the summertime when it's by itself on a short, like a 6 weeks class. It's a method to it. You can definitely get through it though.
And just bringing that back to self-care, that's why we're speaking about these things, because going back to school is part of self-care, because it can be motivating to you as well. It helps you, mentally. You kind of grow and you're like feeling empowered, like, I did it. So
I can tell you that working out has a lot to do with me taking these PhD courses. Because in my mind, I love the Beyonce and Jay-Z song, I Can Do Anything. Like, that's where it gets me. Like, and if I can get this way, like, you won't be, my price is going up, as Thea said. That's it. My prices have gone up. And because my confidence level goes up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it'll be worth it too. Dr. Pitt and Tasha, what your last name, Dr.
Dawkins. It'll be Dawkins down. We'll get there. I have the feeling. But you guys, thank you again for tuning in. Jenny, we definitely love you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll have you in again as a guest just to get it motivated in the summertime so people can gear up for this thing. Actually, the wintertime is actually good. Even if they don't do it, they could get a stationary bike and move. I actually got my elliptical over here. It's a Bowflex elliptical. And I get on that thing now and I be like, oh, I don't want to get on it. But I get on it at night and I'm like, woo, Let's get
Jen,
my
that's what I
workout in.
wanted to ask you. You said a lot of your people have station. Are they doing like Pelotons and those type of bikes or no?
No, so it's a device or an instrument that you use that you could attach to the back of your tire. It's called a trainer.
And
A
are they
trainer.
expensive?
So yeah, they are, but you can find some used and affordable ones. I haven't purchased one because I'm using the bike in the gym.
Okay.
But can I shout out my personal trainer? Is that okay?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the gym that lifelong membership is called Addicted to Fitness in Union, New Jersey, owned and operated by Jadona Mercier. I also I neglected to mention this, but I do have a giveaway. I would like to give someone one free session day with the trainer, someone that lives in New Jersey, obviously. So I'll let you two determine who and link them up with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll probably do the giveaway on here. We'll pick somebody, I guess, from Jersey that's on our audience. How about that? Well, you think that would be good?
Yes, absolutely. I want to share this gift.
Yeah, definitely. But you guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to bring in a family member, a friend, a cousin. They can be anywhere. They can actually be overseas. We are actually live on Facebook and YouTube and Periscope, which is international. We do go air on there, so you can actually go on Periscope and watch us international, anyone. So just continue to spread the news. We're just out here just trying to give some free information and get everybody motivated.
Absolutely. And make sure to follow us too. I'm sorry to cut you off, Tasha.
No.
Make sure to follow Sweatcheck Lady Riders on Instagram and Facebook. Hello to the ladies. We are looking forward to riding
you all.
Yes, Tammy, they can't wait to meet you too.
Thank you, Ms. Garrett, and everybody else for joining with us. Right. And next week, we will be episode 12. It's going to be part 3. We actually are going into the self-care for the month of January. But, next Monday is the reserved Martin Luther King Day. So we will discuss a little bit about Martin Luther King as well. Tammy, you have anything?
Well, because we're talking about self-care and it would be more befitting to talk about workout gear. Jenny knows that I am like
so this is your fashion tip.
Oh, honey, I am a stickler for workout gear. I don't wear cheap workout gear because it gives you wedgies. Y'all laughing, but you don't want to be, hey, Kim, you don't want to be in the gym or nowhere walking getting wedgies because ain't nobody got time for that. So take advantage of like the Marshalls and the TJ Maxx. Before Century 21 went out of business, they always had good stuff. Look online for sporting goods. They make really good. They sell sneakers, and Nordstrom's Rack have a sale on sneakers right now. So make sure you invest in good workout gear because when you have good workout gear, it lasts you for so many seasons, right? You might get skinny and it get too big. If you get a little heavier, they give you a little pull, but workout gear is essential to a good workout because you don't want to spend your time pulling and prepping and good sports bras. Like make sure you utilize those really good RPX and Nike and Adidas. And yes, it can be a little costly, but it'll last you. So that's
and for the males too. I mean, they have a lot of gear out there for the males as well. I don't per se know a lot of the gear, but I know they have things to help you maneuver, those private areas so they won't be juggling everywhere and kind of hurting or different things. So you want to keep those safe as well, just as well as the females want to keep their breasts safe and not.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I have to talk about it. It's the truth. Right. You have to make sure
because it can cause medical problems.
Yes. You know me, I'm always thinking about something like, wait a minute, there's something about the males too.
But Jenny will tell you that good workout gear will last, right, Jen?
That's true. That's true. I personally like Dick's Sporting Goods. They have a lot of workout gear on sale, and especially when you want something squat proof.
Right. And Jenny knows I'm big on looking right. Jenny, like, who can I said, Jenny, if you don't start getting them outfits together, right, Jenny? I'm like, take that damn bonnet off that damn bed in the morning. So Jenny pulled it on. Well, Tammy, what color should I wear? I'm like, I don't know, but they need to be coordinating. So yeah, make sure you always, you can't be repping certain stuff looking crazy. It's like the overweight personal trainer. Like, sir, did you take a dib out of your own advice?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Self-care, when you look good, you feel good. So that's another good tip. Make sure you start looking good so you'll feel good too.
And to my cousin Dewan, who's been saying he's gonna work out, I need you to pull it together, Five, because I ain't seen you work out nowhere, no time soon. So what's up? What you got for me?
All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in again.
Thank you.
We
Thanks again,
appreciate
Jenny.
your support, love, and motivation. And bring a friend next time.
Thank you so much
See you
for
guys
having
next week.
being
Thank you,
on.
Jenny. Have an amazing week. And
You
don't
too.
forget to sweat, good folks.
That's right. Don't forget what. Bye.
Oh, wait, there you go. James got a question. Here come your husband, the 10th hour. He just
Wait. Jenny, what kind of bike do you recommend? You missed it. It was at the beginning.
Oh, James, thanks for your question. I like Trek. But there are a lot of also good brands too. Cannondale's good, Specialized is good, Giant is good. But personally, I like my Trek bike only because that's
It's called Trek.
yes,
Trek, right?
that's Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And James, that's because I only own one, a Trek and a Cannondale.
There go our cousin Yvette Stokes, Tasha from New York. Thank you, cousin, for watching.
So Trek bike sounds like the plan. I guess we'll be getting that.
Trek
James getting us one.
Yep. All right. Well, good night, Jenny. Good night, everybody. And thank you for tuning in and for all you that will watch it after the live. So have a good week and we'll see you next week.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.